Let's talk about gold, baby. Let's talk about you and me. Let's talk about all the price action that you don't want to see. Let's talk about gold. How do I do that? Woo! Hey, everybody, Economic Ninja here. I hope you are doing great. You know what's not doing great? The price of gold. Gold! I love the smell of it, the taste of it. Unless the price is going down. Is this thing live? Is this thing on? Say hello if someone's there. I don't even know if this thing is live. We're going to talk about gold and silver, the video that nobody wants to talk about because I called the top. Now, I'm not saying it's the top. It might be the toppity top, but not a tippity top. It may tap 5,000, but there is volatility. People were getting stupid angry with me on X the other night when I talked about the next 30, 60, possibly 90 days, the volatility in gold and silver, and they were yelling at me. No joke. It was all recorded. People saw it. And it's because the gold bugs have been right for a year. And that's not where I want you all to be. Remember, I started talking about gold when it was like 1,200 bucks. Said, hey, I think I'd pick some of this up because people didn't like it. It was boring. Nobody wanted it. Now, everyone is lining up at all-time highs. Now, right now, gold is dropping, and on exactly the reason I told you. This is out of CNBC, so remember, this is the official narrative from Wall Street. Here, look, it's real. It's a real story. Check it out. I haven't even read this yet. Gold prices slide further as the dollar firms, investors book profits. Now, I've told you this before, that this is not a physical play right now. This is currently a paper play, this big run up, right? You could be told it's central bank buying, it's all this stuff. And I'm telling you right now, gold companies, silver brokers, they all have plenty of physical. This is nothing like what we experienced during the pandemic. And likewise, they sell really fast. You know, what is it that Jim Cramer says? I can't stand that guy. But I got to admit, his one saying, bulls climb upstairs and bears jump out of windows, meaning the drops happen a lot faster. It's very true, right? And so, and again, I have not sold any of my gold and silver because I'm not in a position where I need to. I've paid off my debts. I'm holding on to it. But there is a day where I will sell most of it, like 90% of it. And I'll keep 10% physical because of my spiritual beliefs on money. But we have to understand that the dollar is getting strong, and the dollar was getting really strong in the last 30 days alongside of gold. I said, this is not good. The reason why a dollar is getting strong is because institutions are buying dollars by selling other assets quietly. They're doing things that in the dark with dark pools and trading stocks and cryptos, and they're liquidating things. And actually, crypto is about to have a swing up. You're about to see an opposite trade between gold and Bitcoin. If you want a link on how to buy it and hold it and do all that stuff, links down below, okay, to the basic course. It says here, gold prices declined or extended declines on Wednesday following their steepest daily fall since 2020 in the previous session after an initial recovery gave way to renewed selling with investors locking in profits and stronger dollar adding pressure. It says the U.S. dollar index hovered near a 1-week high, marking dollar-priced bullion more expensive. It says strong gains that we saw in the last few weeks meant that from a technical perspective, gold prices had entered an overbought territory. It hadn't just hit overbought. We saw the RSI at numbers that we haven't seen since 1981. That is not a joke. That was during the last massive gold panic during the Hunt brothers as they were trying to buy up all the silver, all right? Now, I did a handful of videos where a lot of people saw me say, hey, I believe you're gonna see silver tap 55, and then it's down from there. And within like 24 hours, it erased, I think, 10% of its value. And now it's what, at the 47 handle. Now, a lot of people sit there and they go, I'm gonna hold gold forever. You're just gonna be a loser forever. And that is not what people wanna hear, but it is the truth. You see, the facts are, get a little dramatic here, you only buy real estate, land, water, food, and all that other stuff with dollars. And the dollar is not going away. But you know, anybody that's got affiliate link, and you see that I have not been talking about the silver and gold affiliate links since silver was $30. As a matter of fact, I said, I'm not buying. Why would I try and make money off of an affiliate link on my channel when I'm not doing that with my own money? It's disgusting to me. That's why I'm losing a lot of friends in the gold and silver space. But honestly, the truth is, they're not my friends. And they're not yours if they're trying to sell you more and more and more of it. You got to have your head on, not only on a swivel, but screwed on tight. And I don't like that kind of crap. All right, anyway, let's go to another story. I got better stories for you. Check this out. There's one right here out of Zero Hedge. And I mean, I get it. There are a lot of people on YouTube and on X and stuff. They're all fake. Name one below. I probably know them personally, and it bugs them, but they don't say anything because they know the truth about the ninja. And it's that I put my money where my mouth is. I've got to live with my, what's it called? Blah, 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 blah. Anyway, I'll give you an example. Crypto. Every pick I've had in the last like 4 months, down 50%. You want to know why? The whole market's down, and it's about to correct. So what I've been doing is I don't talk about those specific coins, but I've been buying them up more and more, bringing my dollar cost average down. And then all of a sudden it'll be out of the blue, like everything will be skyrocketing, and people don't know it because they don't understand how money works. And the truth is, gold has been such a strong position for these banks and other entities that they're selling out of those and patching holes in the dam that they're trying to fix right now in the stock market. Hey, look, here's Zero Hedge. So the first story of the day today is what on earth happened to gold today? A few shocking charts from Goldman's commodity desk. It said here, again, I want to read this part. What happened there was positively tame compared to the meltdown in gold, which slumped as much as 6.3%, which is a 5 sigma event, and the biggest drop in more than 12 years, while spot silver dropped as much as 8.7%, according to Goldman. The gold chart looked like a meme stock breaking. Shares of gold miners plummeted too. I was going to sell a bunch of my gold miners this next week. I got busy. That's all right. Says here, since nothing there has changed and the debasement is just getting started, U.S. total debt just hit a record high of 37.89 trillion. That's up 10 trillion in the last 5 years. You know, as we see the Dow tapping record highs, I want to remind you that the market is completely irrational and has lost its mind. And you're going to see, as banks tighten their lending even more going into this next year, and the Fed starts to bail them out, you're going to see gold price drop with stock market price. This is what happens every time in history the stock market makes a good drop. Most people will be caught unaware. I know a lot of you commented that you sold some of your gold last week, locked in profits and paid off debt. It's freaking awesome. That is how you're supposed to do it. See, the people that sit there and they go, I'm never selling my gold. Okay, unless you're, worth 10 million and above and you've got your, all your debt paid off and stuff. Yeah, I get it. You don't need to sell your gold. I don't need to sell my gold. But I'm talking about the people that put all their life savings into it. And I know there are people that have done it. It's like, hey, you still got debt. You can take a win right now and start to experience that DNA change that I've told you about before, where you just have a win after win and a win. But most people, they just go, oh, but it could go higher. That's that gambling mentality, What about shaving off some profits? I talk about the crypto markets and how it's about to have another boom. Do you realize that by probably mid-December, you're going to see me, I'm going to go get a t-shirt, say take profits, and it's going to have like crypto symbols on. I'm going to go make one up, and I'm going to wear it on almost every single video, because this next pump in crypto on the technicals, it shows it's coming. It's not going to be long lasted, right? And it's going to start to dip again. And I care more about you guys winning and shaving off profits, selling, going into dollars, and holding those dollars securely in multiple bank accounts and getting ready for this thing, and then go buy up everything. People talk about online how all the banks are going to close. That's never going to happen, ever, ever, ever. Can I ask you guys an honest question? Type yes or no if you agree, if you think you agree with me that the banks will never shut down. Sure, will there be banks that close up and the big banks will get larger? Yes. But the fact of the matter is, people have been fed a line of crap by people that there's this debt revaluation and debt jubilee. That's not going to happen. The U.S. government is never going to, sure, they're going to let some people, they're going to salt the population with, oh, you're the poorest class and you're the largest set of voters, so we'll forgive some of your debt. Yeah, sure they will. They're also going to destroy their credit score, so they can't buy a house during the crash. They can't buy cars at rock bottom prices, all that kind of stuff too. Sure, they'll do that. there's always a penalty with that. But the poor people never, and when I say poor, I'm talking about middle class. Middle class should know a little better, but hey, they got just enough money to hang themselves with financially. And that's the truth. And so you got these YouTubers on here just saying there's a debt jubilee coming and here you go. And it just feeds into the hopium. Those people are just a little off kilter. Point being is that you need to take these wins and not look back and go, what could have been? Well, you know what? I don't know one person that's bought at the lows and sold at the highs. So I like to hit the average. I just always want to win. Always want to win. I stopped losing back in 2017 when I actually started cryptocurrency. I committed to myself to never let my emotions run high. And once I do my due diligence to buy something, gosh darn it, I'll wait to sell until it's up. And I've got some losing bets from way back in 2017. I never sold. I said, I'm never going to. And my wins far outseed those losses. And it was a DNA shift, a mind shift. Once I started researching projects and then years later sold them for profits, it just sort of became second nature. Now to where I see a project, I go, oh, I know that feeling. Everything's lining up, the team, everything, all this stuff. And it's just, that's where I want you. And so for all of you that have been watching this channel for like 3 or 4 years, I went out and bought gold, went out and bought silver. I wouldn't sell just yet right now. If you haven't yet, you sort of missed that boat. But my point being is that, keep up with the videos and watch them. And when they tap these highs, like I said, silver can jump back up to 60 is my highest target, maybe 62, because it hits like that. Oh my gosh, it's $60. Those round numbers, Gold can tap 5,000 still before December. I think there's going to be an irrational exuberance in all markets, okay? But I want to remind you, is the president out there, do you see stories about him buying gold? Just do me a favor. Say yes or no. Do you see stories about the president buying gold? I'm going to take a second. Somebody, look, Cole took profits. Congratulations, Cole. Okay, nobody's answering, right? Watch this. Do you guys see stories, yes or no, about the president buying Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana, Tron? You see, president or any of his family members buying any of that? Just, yes. Watch all the yeses pop up. See, the president's family is buying as much Bitcoin, Ethereum, Solana. So what makes you think that he is going to let that price go down? Sure, he's buying on the dips. I get it. But by and large, I think we're going to see one heck of a news story in the next, let's say, few weeks. There's going to be all these promises about crypto going tax-free. I don't believe that's going to happen anytime soon, just so you know. I lost a business partner over that stupid theory. And look, he's still wrong. But my point being is that I don't think you're going to see that. And I think you're going to see them pump the world full of hopium. And the crypto market's going to take off. And I think gold's going to catch a bid based on that, because the what's it called? CNBC will push it out as a narrative of like safe haven assets. But gold and crypto after that next pump, that next wave is going to come down. So I told you about the top on gold and silver. I think they can correct after they've found a little bit of a base here, a near-term base. I think it's going to find a cup and handle pattern, and then it's going to take off, but it's going to take off along with crypto. And the percentages made in crypto compared to gold and silver in the next 90 days will be mind-blowing. So I highly suggest people learn how to do it safely. Don't lose your money because you listen to some tool on the internet that, well, I could have been listening to me. But I have been doing the crypto thing for a little while. And so we put together all that educational stuff. The basic course is down below, the 101 course on Bitcoin, XRP, and any cryptos, how to buy, sell, start wallets, all the basic stuff, all in one package for you. I think it's $99. Holy cow. All right, the Economic Ninja is out. Going to Dollywood.